My name is Bethany Myers, and I did my paper and presentation over the death penalty. Since the 1970s, more than 8,500 deaths have occurred due to the death penalty. Committing a murder is the main reason to receive the death penalty, and there are many famous cases ending in the death penalty. It's argued that the death penalty is immorally incorrect, and should be against the law. Now to talk about some of the famous cases. John Wayne Gacy, he murdered 33 victims between 1972 and 1978. His victims were boys from ages 21 to 24. They weren't boys, they were like young men, I guess. He was convicted to all 33 murders and injected by lethal injection on May 10th, 1994. Ted Bundy was one of the most notorious serial killers and rapists of the 20th century. His trial was well published because there were camera crews and it was on TV. He was convicted of the murders of 2 college girls and the rape of a 12-year-old. In custody to try to take some, what is it called? Reduce the time between his death sentence. He confessed to 28 other murders. He was executed by electric chair in 1989. Aileen Wuornos was convicted of the murder of Richard Mulroy. She later confessed to 7 more murders. She suffered from mental illness, but after testing, she was declared competent by the state. The case gathered a lot of media attention because she was labeled as the first female serial killer. On October 9th, 2002, she was executed. William Botane, he murdered 14 teenage boys but was suspected of 21. He, unlike other serial killers, he had accomplices to help him with the murders. So he would convince people to murder other people with him, and they would do this. He moved from Los Angeles to the Orange County. He would move back and forth and commit murders with accomplices. He was nicknamed the Freeway Killer because he would get his victims from freeway stops and kill them. He was executed on February 23rd, 1996 by lethal injection. Now I'm going to talk about kind of the aspect and what the death penalty is. So the death penalty's main name is capital punishment, which is the process of sentencing offenders to death for the most serious crimes. 28 states have the death penalty. 22 do not, but there are 3 states that their governors have the right to kind of delay the death penalty sentence because they want to make sure that they have the right person. And these states use this because they're scared of executing someone innocent. Criminology theories. Choice theory is when a person commits a crime and chooses to commit that crime. And this applies to the death penalty because that person chose to murder another person. So they had the choice and they chose to murder them. Labeling theory, it applies to the jury and the judge and how they see the person who is on trial. They have to be unbiased and they can't have any relation or anything with the defendant, because if they do, they have a bias, and this bias can be race, gender, religion, so many other things. So they have to be unbiased. Rational choice theory is a criminal thinking through the risks of the crime and seeing that the crime has benefits. So killing someone, you could get a benefit of pleasure or financial if that person is your spouse and they have money for you and you kill them and you get that life insurance policy. And there are also other factors, but if they choose to kill someone for like a benefit, then that's when rational choice theory applies. Now I'm going to talk about my position on the death penalty. My opinion on the death penalty was formed from watching documentaries and researching cases about the death penalty, and I think that the death penalty is valid and should be legal. Because when a murder is carried out in an evil manner and they meant to do as much harm as they possibly could, that person deserves the maximum sentence, the worst punishment. And for me, I feel that some families would feel that the monster that took their loved one away should be gone and can't cause any more harm. Yes, locking them away could mean that they're gone, but knowing that that person is dead and can't cause any more harm to anyone, even in being in jail or prison, I mean, they can hurt other people. And so I feel that if they know that this person can't cause any more harm, then it's justified. The alternate position is that the death penalty should be illegal. Some people think that the death penalty is a cruel and immoral punishment. And over the years, the use of the death penalty has decreased. So people are also saying that there's no need for it and that it's just uncommon to use. The death penalty is also expensive, from buying the drugs for lethal injection and the electricity for the electric chair. They just think it's expensive. Also, executing an innocent person could be an issue, and that would be awful if you executed someone who didn't commit that crime. And some argue that killing another person isn't going to bring back their loved one who is gone. So basically, the death penalty has worked in many famous cases and has been a factor in many cases in the law. It's capital punishment, and states have the right to choose if they want to do this maximum sentence or not. There are three main theories involved in the death penalty, in my opinion, and those are choice theory, labeling theory, and rational choice theory. I feel that the death penalty is valid and should be used to those who commit crimes in an evil manner, while others think it's not valid because it's inhumane punishment and it's not going to bring back their loved one. Thank you.